Welcome to Fever Outdoors, and we got a good show for you this week. Kelceys 2013 gobbler. And this season has been slow for us, really. I mean, a lot of guys that I've been talking to have said that the gobblers aren't gobbling a lot, and we've been running into the same thing. We haven't heard a lot. We've been really putting the time in trying to even get on a bird, to even hear one, and it's been that kind of year. I mean, last year was rough too, and this year was even rougher, I think. And
yeah.
There was a lot of guys getting them though too, but the first day Nicole got hers and I got mine the second Saturday, and me and Kelcey have been going off and on between that, and finally Kelcey got one, would have been the second Tuesday.
Yep.
That's our day, the day I go in the work late and he goes in late too, so we both go out that day. The first Tuesday out wasn't too good for us. We heard like, what, 3 gobblers all day. The ones we got sat up on were 2, and they were sitting on top of a mountain, or not a mountain, but a hill. We couldn't get right on top of them because it was just kind of a steep slope, so we had to sit down a little bit lower in a food plot, Gameland's food plot, and long story short, they gobbled a lot. We sat there for about a half hour, an hour, and they never came in. We had hens come past us and go straight up to them, and that shows why they're hung up. They have hens, and they don't need to move. The hens come to them. All they have to do is sit and gobble. And it works out for them, and that's how those gobblers live. They end up getting old that way, but luckily for us, the next Tuesday was a little more exciting, and we've got a couple birds in. I'll let Kelcey tell you about that.
Yeah, it was one of the better days I can really remember. We never roosted any gobblers, nothing. It was just an area where we weren't really familiar with it, but we knew there was gobblers in there from last year. It was just some public land. And we got in there that morning, just kind of walking in real quiet there, slowly starting to get light, the perfect time. We didn't plan on setting up or anything at that point because, you know, we didn't know where they were exactly at. And as we were walking in, Cody caught something up to the left, and it was a turkey in a tree. We still don't know yet if it was a hen or if it was the jakes here that came in that we're going to show you in this video. But we sat there and just patient, light tree calls and everything. Sure enough, 2 jakes ended up coming right in, picture perfect. Yeah. I mean, just right out the trail, starting around the decoy and everything. The whole time in the distance, we could hear gobblers out there gobbling. But we didn't really pay attention at the time. You know, we were just trying to get some footage. So then they finally left. We ended up walking, 300 yards down into a bottom, up onto a top there in a real thick area. It's 2 sides of a tram road. I mean, you could hardly even walk through it. We got up there and we started giving out a few calls, and we had gobblers answer us there.
Like Kelcey said, there was on the right side of that trail was a deer fence, and on the other side of the fence was a gobbler gobbling hard to us, so we were trying to actually get around to that gobbler in the beginning to see if we could get on him, but it ended up working out even better for us once we got up there.
Yeah,
a couple gobbled right in front of us.
They started gobbling real nice there right in front of us, and it was kind of funny because we kept calling, and I kept telling Cody, I said, there's no way they're going to come through there. There's no way. It's just, gobblers don't go through that kind of stuff. It's like deer trails through there. And sure enough, they just kept working their way up and back to the left side of me as to where I was sitting, and they wouldn't come through. And then they went silent on us.
Yep.
Probably what, 2 minutes, 3 minutes?
Yeah, maybe even longer. And we still don't really know what happened. Whether we kept thinking we heard some gobblers up in front of us, different gobblers, because we thought maybe these ones that were about 50 yards from us were jakes. They just sounded different. So long story short, those ones went silent, and we just moved up to about 50 yards up in front of us to a gas well and sat up, and I knew there was a trail that went up to the left. Maybe they'd come down that trail. So that's what we were dead set on, that those gobblers would come down the trail and see the decoy, and I called one time and I said to Kelcey, I think they gobbled behind us on the trail, and he said no, and then I called again, and right after, they gobbled right to Kelcey's left, like 40 yards, 50 yards. Kill him. Kill him. Yeah, I know.
Probably open for you.
They saw one of us move real quick.
I moved the gun, thank you.
Yeah, might have. Looks like a good bird.
I can't believe they came through that stuff.
Yeah, I know. Came out right in front of you too.
Yep.
That was a close shot.
I don't believe it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Good job, Kels. Man, they would not come in and then pull out that slate call and give him a couple, and that turned him right around, didn't it?
Yep.